Yo, yo, what's happening with y'all? It's Jay Wandoe, host of The Dope Spot. The Dope Spot is a place where we have discussions of experiences, where we aim to deliver messages of empowerment. Feel welcome here as we speak a universal language of love. As always, we show gratitude. And today I have a great, I guess I call our guest on someone I've known since high school. And I mentioned my age last time. I'm not going to repeat it. You can go back and watch the episode. But I've been around for a while. And this person has been someone I've looked up to. I mentioned it to her earlier. From a distance and up close. We went to high school together. So, we were able to see each other in that element. Before we could buy our own clothes and shoes, we had to just operate. And so, without further ado, Miss Queen Kong.
What's up?
Lila Ray, she's in the building with us, man. I think this is one of my smallest but biggest guests I have. In stature, she might be small, but she's out here making a lot of noise. She's making a lot of noise, y'all. And I think when we go into the topic, the noise is what we're going to talk about. But I'm gonna let her introduce her. Give herself some props. Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate your time.
No problem. I can't give myself too much props. People know me as Queen Kong. I am a female car enthusiast, car content creator, as you would say. I'm pretty just just out here having fun, traveling a lot, doing car shows. I am still a wife and a mother though, so right. Holding down all of that. IT nerd, as you may. So that's who I am. And I want to thank you for welcoming me on.
Absolutely. I'll come out the glasses now that I can see a little clearer. And I'm just be clear. This is organic. This relationship, this was nothing I'm like, oh, I gotta get her on for this and that. No, I just really want to know her story. I haven't seen her quite a while, and been rooting her on. We've been rooting each other on. I'll just say that. Yep. She supports me just as much. So not just coming on here, but anytime it's a birthday, I post something, we know each other. So that's important to people out there who you do know. Give them a shout. Show them some love. Support them. And I want to mention this early up. She wrote a book. I don't know if you can see it real good. Let me turn this light down. And for those who can't see, Passion to Profit, written in 2020. And like I told her, I purchased the book, Passion to Profit, turn your side hustle into a side business. And it looks like you've been hustling pretty hard. Like you said, car club enthusiast and IT. These two worlds you live in require a lot out of you, right? I would assume that it takes something up here. It takes a lot out of your body, being a mother, being a wife. You are always on the move, and you're also hearing a lot of noise. So that's what I wanted to speak about. How do you ignore the noise? The noise that's telling you, you know what, take a break. The noise that's telling you, hey, keep going. The sound that we don't hear, I need to get up and go to this show. I need to travel. I'm going to travel. I'm going to post this content because that's something where I'm a little bit stuck. I'm a husband. I have my kids. I have things that I want to do, and I'm just like, not right now. So just gotta get into the right now. Again, you can start. We're from South Carolina, y'all. Let me not leave that out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We on a come up in different ways. So I appreciate everybody from South Carolina. Shout out to all y'all, South Carolina and North Carolina. Carolinas, we up. So without further ado, again, I'm gonna let her speak her mind on her on how she blocks out the noise, how she ignores it, or just how she embraces the noise.
So for me, boxing out the noise is I've learned to not let a lot of opinions of others, come into my space. Because when you get into like a public figure kind of area, you're gonna have everybody saying what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what they think is best for you. Oh, well, if you want to be this, you have to do this. So I moved to the beat my own drum. Like seriously, tune everything out. If this is what I want to do, then I'm going to do it. If I don't want to do it, then I'm not going to do it. Like I'm not chasing anything for attention. I just like to have fun. It's just me genuinely enjoying cars, going to car shows, having fun because that's what I grew up doing. So it was easy for me to not want to fit in. Like I never, even in high school, I was just, just normal, just me, just walking around. So I never had that want, especially as I became an adult, to fit in, because I see the issues what it causes other. You can't be your genuine self. I feel like if you're trying too hard to fit in, you can't truly enjoy what you're doing. So I just keep that mindset. I just block it out. Like, hey, even with the cars and with the car audios, they have like specific things like you should run a certain brand or you're not in the
Right.
cool kids club or whatever. And I'm just like, well, I'm gonna make my own way. And that was me from the beginning. And then that's what I'm doing now. And then now everybody's, not everybody, but a lot of people are taking notice. Like, hey, she's just doing her own thing. She's not
It's
a part
working
of
for her.
anything. Yeah, so I want people to feel comfortable within themselves to do the same thing. You don't have to be attached to a team, a car club, a brand, anything like that. You just do what you feel is right and follow your heart in that, and then you'll be happy. This happiness is the main goal. That's it.
Say that again. Say
That's
that
it.
loudly. Happiness
That's
is the
it.
goal, y'all.
That's it.
If you aren't happy within yourself, because that's where it starts, right? It's inner peace.
Right.
And if it's that inner peace is not, I think it needs to. I know the brand I follow, I love Inner Peace Outer Glow. It really has to work both ways. You have the inner peace; it comes out of you. Certain, and a lot of this show is about release of energy, mental wealth, I call it, or something I use. And being mentally strong and stable, emotionally intelligent, takes you so much further than the person who's just embracing the pain and the depression and what life basically would have given us. We are from a city that's not necessarily a small city, but I mean, we just recently had some a daily incident. I actually lost one of my family members, rest in peace. And it was just like, wow, look how quickly things can change and can happen.
Yeah.
So, hold on, give me a second. Okay.
See, real life, y'all.
Okay.
Family life is what we're about.
Oh yeah. I did. Let me grab the kids. We can grab them. Okay. Be right down. Thank you. Oh yeah, it's gotta take care of the family. I can cut all that out.
Hey, you know how it is. You know how it is.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. So we just speaking about where we're from, losing people, and not necessarily, unfortunately, is in that way, but you tend to pull away from people when you're not doing what they're doing. I never thought I would join the military in high school. That was not something I wanted to do, not something that was a passion of mine, something I was like, oh, I'm going to make sure I go. Took me a year or so of working, and then I had to go. And it wasn't just like, oh, the money, but something was saying, go see the world. It was pulling me away from the city. And then you can come back later and embrace the certain things. People are going to be able to see you anyway. They don't have to see you 10 minutes away. They can see you 10 hours away or, across the country. And as I traveled certain places, I was like, I would love to go back home. But you know what? Y'all just going to get the pictures right now. I'll tell you the stories later. I'll tell it through Instagram or whatever else before that became a thing. But speak, if you don't mind, speak about your time in the service. If you can give some.
What you said is exactly how I was as well. I was just wandering aimlessly around South Carolina State, like, what am I going to do next with my life? I leave college. Yeah, it wasn't. I was barely going to class, but I still know I wanted to do something different. I said, okay, well, I can't just keep doing this, like keep doing nothing. And then just so happened, I walked in the gym and they had the career fair and they had, everybody lined up, and I just went ahead and signed up. And now, so I was already a military brat. So of course my parents didn't know want me to join. Yes. Both of my parents were in the military. So of course they did not want me to join. But I just had it in my mindset that I didn't want, I had to go ahead and fend for myself. Yes, I was in college, and, some parents were like, okay, well, while you're in college, we'll take care of you. Even at that young age, I was just like, nah, that's not what I want to do. I just want to go ahead and. So it wasn't really a passion, but I did join. I mean, I'm thankful for all of my time in the military, the good and the bad. So when
Same.
I did join, um, of course, I started out in Fort Jackson. Of course, my basic training.
Mhm.
Did my AIT at Fort Gordon. Then they gave me my my duty station, which was Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And I was like, where is that? You know,
Oh,
coming
yeah, it's
from,
really, where is that? Middle of
well,
nowhere.
coming from, yeah, I said, where is that? So, you know, it's in me, it's just in the boonies. So I get there, and it was a definite like reality check there. It was more cultural, ethnical, lacking reality
Mm.
check, and especially in the military. So, like you were speaking before, I was always very confident, very strong minded.
Sure.
So I was heavy on, hey, y'all not gonna talk to me that way. Like this is
Right.
not what we're gonna do, you know. And I was
Yeah.
telling my counterparts the same thing, like because you always hear about getting brainwashed in the military, you
Mhm.
know, and it's not just a superstition, it's not just anything like that. So I could see it full, like I see what y'all trying to do here,
Yeah,
but
they
I'm
want
not
you to
gonna let
conform
that.
into their system.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I'm still gonna be me. So I really didn't think my time in the military was gonna be long. You know, Article 15. Before I even went to Iraq, I got to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I was there for 3 months. Went to Iraq. Within them 3 months, I had an Article 15 before I went because I was just so headstrong. Like as a
Sure.
female, and I was the only female. This is a special forces unit. This is when they just
Okay.
invited females to be support. So now I'm the only female. I'm the black female with
I feel like, why did I
special
know this?
forces. Yes,
Wow.
like with it was, and I was like, this is, I can't. Nobody's gonna push me around. So, um, went to Iraq. Well, my of course my specialty then was computers. So went to Iraq the first time, and I was like, what did I get myself into? Like this is crazy. But after you get
And,
conditioned to it,
and you went when it was thumping too, like
yeah,
just
yeah,
after
the first
9/11. Yeah.
yeah, it was when it took 2 weeks to get mailed to you, and like it was wild at that time. So, but it built me to who I am now.
Okay.
There were some very nervous times. I think I told this story on my Facebook where I said, hey, where they had you doing like the guard check, where you had, the friendlies, they would allow the Iraqi nationals to come into your base, but
Yep.
you have to scan them. They have to step into that booth and you have to scan them. You never know
It's you and them.
what day somebody's going to say, hey, I'm just going to have an ID strapped to me when I
Mhm.
get in this booth. So,
Check
it
everybody
was
up.
weird.
Ugh.
Yeah, I just bump this. So, but like I said, I really learned a lot in my after that, came back, but then they sent me to Okinawa, Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, and all I knew was when I looked on the map, I was like, "That's past Iraq. What are y'all talking about? Like we going kind of
Right.
far here. Y'all
It's
sending me
out there.
further and further." But when I got there, lovely. That right there opened up a whole different piece of mind. Every day was just like, oh, I would just run like you're just running on the beach every day, just without a care in the
Uh,
world.
I
Yeah,
miss
it
it.
was.
I spent 3 years there myself, so
Yes, it was.
yeah.
Okinawa was lovely. You just, um, it's. I didn't want to come
It's
back.
hard to explain. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
If you haven't been there and you get a chance, and you wouldn't just go. Hopefully, you know
right.
someone. But I mean, once you get off Naha and you head up, can't even
Yeah,
remember what it's called right now, but it's definitely a place to put on your list if you haven't been. So
it is.
Okinawa,
It
Japan. I know
is.
everybody talk about Tokyo, but go down
Right.
there with the
Okinawa.
Okinawans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so peaceful. People there. It's not anger. It's say if hey, I dropped my cell phone right here, but you know where you dropped it at. The next day you go
Mm,
back, it's there.
it's still there.
Nobody's messing
Nope.
with it. It's a different type of vibe, and I loved it. The only reason I left there, I was supposed to do 3 years. So even though I was the troublemaker, um, I was accepted to the active duty green to gold scholarship. So I didn't want to go back anywhere. I didn't want to transfer any credits. So hey, let me go ahead and come back to South Carolina State. So I
Okay.
came back to South Carolina State. And this is where things get crazy. Not
Chapter.
crazy, crazy, but
Yeah.
yeah, it started, so I get back. And while I was in Japan, I actually played on the contact and flag football team. Only female doing that as well.
I
So
can see that though.
yeah,
You're pretty
yeah.
tough. That's not a surprise.
Yeah, so I was doing that, loved it. So when I came back, I said I'm gonna just make a prove a point. So I went out and tried for the football team. I was the only female to ever try out and make the football team.
History.
South Carolina State. So, it was I just always wanted to be, I'm always that female. I just want to do something different. I just want to do something different that no other female is doing, just to set that standard. So I didn't they I wouldn't say they kicked me out, but they just let it free flow, just let it go. They didn't allow me to go back to the military because to go back in as an officer, you had to have a full bill of health. So while I was in Iraq, I had fell off a truck into a mortar hole and broke my ankle. So I had a screw in my ankle. So even though they did all the exams and stuff before I came back, but going back in, they was like, "No, we don't think you'll be fit for this," And I was like, "Okay, y'all pay for the school." So so that was that, and then from there,
it's not like they didn't do any medical examinations or senior records before, so I don't know.
Right, that's what they were actually trying to say. Like, hey, we didn't see this in your records, but they tell you in the military keep your own copy. And I was like, oh yes, you did. I got it signed right here. Y'all
yes, keep your own copies. Keep your receipts.
Yes, receipts, very much so. So then I met my husband. We started a family, and then that was
hey, that was loaded because I knew about joining, and then I knew about Iraq through like face. I don't even know if they were doing stories back then, but
no, just
we
stuff.
We update, we update with posts.
Yeah.
Even some people posted every day. I guess that's why the stories became a thing. But and I remember seeing your husband, and I also remember seeing him. He's one of the first people I seen in the business heavy. Like he had a bouncy houses, I believe, or a food truck.
No, that's my homeboy. My husband, he drives trucks.
He drives trucks. Okay.
Yeah, my homeboy, he does do the bouncy houses. He's heavy in that. But
okay,
real
I do
close,
remember seeing
friend of us. Yeah, real.
Okay, gotcha.
Still see him every
put
day.
Too much information out there. Like,
no, you could still see him and my husband actually drive trucks. They used to drive trucks together, so that's how we all knew each other. But yeah, so.
So yeah, you good. But you've been seeing like the business acumen, like knowing your now I know your parents were both military, and so sometimes it's that case, but other times it's like, hey, we need you to join. For my kids, and I joined. I was Air Force. Wife is Air Force, but I'm not. I'm like, hey, if y'all want to, but you need to go in as officer, like right away. Go to college, officer, or not. So how do you feel about that with your kids? Or warrant, yes.
Yeah, I would tell mine. Of course, I'll push mine. If you're gonna join, I specifically say go to the Air Force, but really go where your heart desires, where you feel. But I want you to do your full-fledged resources. Your research. And if I can bring somebody else from me and say, hey, my oldest, she's getting to the point she's thinking about the Air Force. Well, guess what? I know somebody, Jay. Let's go ahead and call him up so he can give you these, these tidbits, or I want to, yeah. And then you have your wife, and then so we have all daughters, so just give them this perspective so she'll know what to go through, what to expect or anything like that. But I never. My oldest is 11. Even I tell her now, I said, hey, you don't have to go to college, but as the things I've been doing, either pick up a trade, especially where you can get a good certificate certification where it's going to take you, look towards the long run. They definitely look towards the long run, even HVAC, whatever you want to just make sure it's something needed for at least 10, 15 years that you can foreseeably, so you have that.
You want to make it you want to become an expert in it. You don't want to stay a tradesman. You don't want to stay a journeyman. Yeah. And if the quicker or not, you also shop and pitch search. Hey, DM me. I don't know how many DMs you get. I know people will see that money that you throw up there, and they're like, oh, I want to make that money, but do you want to put the work in? It's that back to the noise thing. Is that a voice that's calling you to do it? And I feel like when it comes to passion, some of us have passions for certain things, but it's like I get distracted by the noise. I get distracted by my circumstance. And, even having you on here was really just me wanting to highlight even more than you said already, but just some of the most important things you brought up. And you didn't say it, but perseverance. Like you persevered through broken ankle in a mortar hole. Like if you have been in that war, you know what that's like. I never had to get on the tourniquet, because that's what it's called, in the tank. I never had to do that, fortunately. But I know people who have. I know people who didn't make it back. You not only made it back, you made it work for you. You went back to school. You continue to live a life, and that's something that many people, will want to have at some point. And even if you're at our older ages, or if you're younger, a little bit older, I feel like as long as you have time on earth, as long as you still have breath in your body, you should want to do something, particularly those with kids.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
They just had an individual graduate from South Carolina State. The young man was 80 years old.
Wow.
Yep, just this last weekend, graduated with his bachelor's from South Carolina State.
That's beautiful. So, I mean, giving up at this point is no point. Like you said, go for the long run. And as we transition a little bit, I want to go, I'm riding through my little car, because I never had much more than like 212s, a little beat down. I thought I was doing something, and then I walk out the car and I'm just like, man, I can't even hear it. So what most people do, they crack the little window, they think they're coming down the street. But no, you put acres out there, land out there, and got the neighbors upset. So let's kind of, you don't got to tell us what is in there, but you just give us a little drop of, okay, this is my system, and to talk about it.
Cool. So I have a 2004 Tahoe. It has 618s in it. It has about mids and highs with the door speakers. It has about 30 of those, like front doors, back doors. I do not have any back seats, of course. It's only a two-seater. But I don't allow anybody to, when I drive, to ride with me, just because of it's so much electrical, so much lithium battery. Okay. I just don't feel, I wouldn't, not that the vehicle is safe, I'm just thinking forward. Like if something was to happen, I don't want anybody else in the car with me.
So, be responsible, sure.
Yeah.
Liable. Yeah.
So, but that's what I do. I affectionately call that Queen Kong. So what the real reason, I was always into car audio and loud music since I joined the military. But when I came back to South Carolina State, before I left for South Carolina State, I had met my good friend. His name was Nick Abraham. So when I left to go to the military, he was already in Orangeburg. So when I left to go to the military, and when I came back to Orangeburg, I didn't know anybody. So at first, I was like, hey, let me see if he's still here. So I contact him. He's still here. We cool. And that's what he's like, well, I do the car audio. I build boxes. I install radios, hook up systems and stuff like that. And then it just took off, We're cool. And I tell everybody this story. Like, of course, I knew him first. Cool, regular, platonic relationship, best friends kind of thing. Right. But of course, I also met my husband during that time. So, but my husband is just the one, he was like, hey, okay, he can't call after 10, things like that. Normal stuff, right? Then one day, we just sitting on the couch. It was like 11 o'clock. Then his phone rang. Who is it? My best friend, Nick. I said, hold on, parents, wait a minute. Like, so I just told my best friend, he does it with all my friends. But I guess because it's more male dominated, they're like, yeah, we know you the home girl, but you got a husband and we all cool. So fast forward to 2020. I kind of bring it into this book as well. Fast forward to 2020. I had bought that. I had already had a different Tahoe, but I bought that Tahoe. It was tan. So Nick was over at our house. That's that right. Shows how far our friendship goes. He was over at our house. He was getting the measurements to get everything. He was supposed to get the truck the next day. He left to go home. Somebody hit him and killed him. So when you talk about depression, it was like for that to be me and my husband's best friend, his godfather. Yeah. So it was that really took me, like, a lot of people don't know, it's like way, way down.
I'm
because
sure.
it was just, something unexpected like that. So So when that like I said, I was, you know, when we talk about it, I was in a dark place, like in a,
Right.
like, I mean, I was still functioning, of course, for my family, but it was still like, you know, I'm just holding the
Yeah.
face
When you had
together
those
for the
moments a long
kids.
time,
Yeah.
you constantly thinking about the end.
Yeah, yeah, because like I said, that was just something that just wasn't expected. Um, so during that time, that's when, of course, this was right. COVID was in the mix because this happened in May, so COVID was in the mix.
Okay. In the
So
States.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
in the
because I
States,
was
so
in
it was in
Japan
the
at the
mix.
time, so
See,
it was already kind of what it was for
yeah,
us.
so had a lot of downtime. So I knew that. Well, once I started to see that everybody was trying to pick up a different, you know, just pick up something on the side and do
Yep.
something. But I was like, hey, I know I was trying to preach this beforehand, multiple streams of income. I was preaching
Work.
this way before COVID, trying to get people, you know, into it. So then I was like, okay, let me go ahead and try to. It was just, I don't know what, I never thought about writing a book, never thought about it. But it just fell in my lap, came into an idea, and it was just like me putting into plan everything that I was doing, everything that, you know, like me researching ideas, thinking about things that I genuinely love to do first before thinking about making it a side hustle or a business, because you want to be excited to do it. You want to be something you want to enjoy.
Right.
So it was that, you know, just putting together a plan and, like you said, just pushing, just driving through it, because you're gonna have those hard days. It's not like you're gonna jump into a side hustle and make 2,000 the first day. You have to put that plan behind it and, you know, just properly put everything into place. So that's why I wrote the book. It was just really based off of me at that time doing my own thing. And I still go by the principle of it now, especially with this car stuff. I built my own brand with Queen Calm. Like nobody has ever done that as a female, like to build a whole brand, cartoon character, thing, everything. So yeah.
Hey, amazing, amazing. Just to hear you speak on it, and I'm hitting this is you're talking about pretty much 5 years since this drop was published on July of 2020, and I just kind of go back to thinking about things that happened since then.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Graduating with 2 degrees since then, having my third child,
Yes.
having becoming a school teacher, just certain things that I've not only witnessed and accomplished, but realized two, three. You know, we from a city of. I'm not saying it's that bad of a city, but they're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna push you up. They're not gonna elevate you if you don't want to go there.
Right.
So if you want to stay stuck, cool. If you want to elevate, you're probably gonna have to leave. You know,
Yeah.
it's just what it is. And I know so many people live in cities like that, or
Mm-hmm.
they allow their city that they're from and areas that they live in to pull them down. And I just feel like your story is just magnificent. I really hope and pray that you just, and I know you're going to continue striving through, but that you just continue jumping on top of them cars. You keep, getting that noise out there, because I don't think people really understand this part of it. And so many of us have this story. I wanted to make this platform solely for these type of stories to share. I want no credit for it. I give God all the glory. I say that, try to say that every episode, because I was just one. I stayed quiet. I stayed to myself, try to be headstrong, flopping around with my big feet, with shoes that were too big because my mom ain't know no better. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Yeah.
but now I can wear my own size. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Right.
were saying, like now I can make my own way as best I can. But I'm also doing it for more people. I'm also doing it for my wife,
Yes.
for my kids, mainly my youngest son, just making sure he know Daddy is trying. Daddy is hustling. Daddy is getting work done. So I know your daughters look to you as the queen for real. So yeah, so keep it going. I'm so proud of you. Just one last thing before we head out, like as far as the brand itself, what beyond the followers you have, beyond the acknowledgement, that do you see QWUEEN being like clothing, or and like I said, you're making history. Other collaborations that you can speak about on here.
Yeah, I can speak about it actually, because I'm gonna unveil it tomorrow. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Let me let
Let
me
me
let me
let me
let me jump
upload
up
this
right quick.
quick then.
Yeah, yeah. Let
Okay.
me jump up right quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me grab it for you.
All right. Do your thing. Do your thing. might be getting an exclusive. Love to hear it. Love to see it. No product placement. She got that racing chair. Look at that. Need to upgrade mine though.
All right. So
You got me needing to upgrade my racing chair. I got the little boy.
This was, of course, you know, I'm Amazon queen now, so
Sure.
you know,
Oh,
that's what
yeah.
it is. So
DIY.
these will be unveiled tomorrow. So I'm glad it's you. So I don't know if anybody can see it. So you know
That's
the Ply
all good.
Pressure brand that
You
we're
need to go
doing.
ahead.
So
Yep, high pressure.
so we have that size.
Perfect for the
you know,
summer.
smaller. Yeah, just a smaller, simpler, just regular. And then, you know, my colors are red and black, of course.
Okay. Yep.
So just the red and black. And then I had the like I say, it's crazy timing that, you know, I'm making a post about these tomorrow because I waited. I sit on stuff because I don't want anybody else to try to, you know, jump into my lane or anything.
Sure.
So have the partnership with Crocs. So we also have the
my kids gonna definitely have theirs because we all got everybody got Crocs with me. I need to go ahead and get out of these Jordan slides and get me some Crocs, man. So
you need to.
Add them to.
So there's your exclusive. There's yours. You got the exclusive. So
cool. I love it. And I wasn't planning on posting until tomorrow evening, so I'm gonna just you know, either way. So we're gonna get that out there. I appreciate you sharing that with me. Jay Wandoe.
Yes.
That's love. That's love. But hey, y'all, man, it was a pleasure. It really was having you on, and I hope that we can circle back around. My South Carolina plans sometime in the summer, so if I can make it out to the Berg, or if you got a show going on, I'm gonna just pull up. So
very cool.
Just make it happen. Much love to you. Love to the family. Continue to support you. I will definitely continue to support you, and you don't have to. If nobody else gonna support, I'm the support from back home. Pick you up for women, for military. You know, because females are y'all been winning for a while, but y'all definitely need us to continue lifting y'all up. You know, well deserved. Not only when you quote unquote do something, but just because we should.
Right.
And so yeah, anything else you want to leave with the people before we head out?
Yes, I want to say. Continue with your path of positivity. I see it and I love it. For anybody that when I say every time I see a message from you, even though you're just, you know, saying, hey, I'm just here showing you love, that positivity speaks volumes through the message. Like I truly feel it. I want to let you know that. Congratulate you on everything that you're doing, every step of the way. I'm definitely proud of you. Definitely proud of you. That's what I want to leave on.
Y'all appreciate that. And hey, when y'all see this, I'll leave her tags so you can follow her and just check her out. She got videos and, you know, all types of love from people just all over the country. They don't even know her. They know the truck. they know Queen Kong. You know, they got to get a part of it. So I got the exclusive. You know, if you've seen it, if you heard it before, you know, don't tell me about it. You know, just let me get to it when I get to it. But yeah. It's been incredible time. It's a dope spot. It's Jay Wandoe. It's Queen Kong. We are out to the next time. Peace and love.